Hi, my name is Christina and I met Susan. Well, Susan actually changed my life because I was in what she terms the cyclical dance. I was in that place, and I was really needing help with making decisions in my life, with organization, coming into my own, everything. I mean, literally, when I first met Susan, I couldn't make a single decision. And, I mean, I would literally stand, like trying to choose between one thing and another, and I'd try to get this, should I get that? I mean, just completely torn. And so Susan's knowledge is it has completely changed my life. I'm no longer feeling like I'm in this, like, whirlwind of, like, out of control and making the same mistakes over and over again. It's instead, now I feel like I'm actually moving forward, like, constantly and, like, really fast. So as it turns out, everything that I was doing, all of the choices I was making, had everything to do with my conception, with my gestation, and my birth. It sounds so simple. I never would have guessed, but now it makes complete sense, where even at the time of conception, she shared that when the parents come together, those kinds of circumstances have everything to do with decisions that people are going to make later in life. And that, in fact, everything, the family that they come into, everything, the parents are set up perfectly for what that person is needing to master in their own life, and how to evolve and move forward however they're needing to. And so my parents, I was the last of 6 kids, and my father was a very dominating personality, and he, my way or the highway kind of thing. And he really kept my mother, she didn't know what she was doing, and they just kept having children. They weren't really thinking about what they were doing. And it was more like he was keeping her imprisoned, and she was wanting security, so she stayed with him and just kept having babies and not really knowing where to go, what to do with herself. He was making her feel very invalid, really making her feel like a failure no matter what she was doing. Hence, it's like, I can't even make a decision now because I'm feeling like a failure and all this stuff. In fact, she shared that even water has memory. So being in my mother's womb, it was like I was literally absorbing everything she was thinking, everything she was feeling, my father's energy. I was feeling all of that, and it was going in to make me who I needed to be. And so both of my parents were having affairs, which led to me being into relationships where I was being treated horribly, and we would be blowing up at each other and just sort of like, fighting, not knowing why. And so all of this, so I was going for men much like my father, and having no idea why I was ending up in these relationships. It's because of her knowledge and how all of this came together that's been, now everything is making sense, and I'm no longer going after those kinds of people. So this knowledge has changed my life on so many levels and in so many ways. I'm coming into my own. I'm learning how to make decisions, how to move forward, how I'm affecting other people in my life, how, in fact, everything that I do matters. The next thing that I'm wanting to do is become a Dazzle consultant, and that in itself requires me to master things within myself so that I can move forward in assisting other people to come into themselves however they're needing to. But it requires it requires attention, it requires care, it requires learning and commitment, and all of these things I didn't get from my family, but am slowly learning how and learning why and everything like that. It's like my whole world is changing. The people I'm around are changing. I used to hang out with very negative people, and we would all keep each other down, and none of us knew why, and none of us really wanted it, but now I'm moving forward, and everything is changing, and it's like where it used to be there was no hope whatsoever. I felt like a lost cause. I felt like a mistake. Now it's like every single action I make has a purpose, and everything I'm doing matters, and it actually leads to something like far greater than I ever imagined. So it's like there is no person that is insignificant, and it's like whether it's just a person like myself who's not, having like no direction, or a person who's having $1 million business, it applies to everybody. And so Susan's approach, her training, her knowledge is more vast than I could have ever imagined, and it's helping everything grow. So I just can't say enough about it, but it's definitely Dazzleicious.